effort, volunteering, funds, and commercials like these.
Together we soar.
Guerin Catholic Sports on IndianaSRN.
Where you're always in the game.
And a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to IndianaSRN's coverage of Indiana High School basketball in conjunction with the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Morales Group. The Morales Group, building better futures, one story at a time. By Burtner Electric, your licensed and experienced electricians serving Central Indiana. IUPUI Sports Management, a lifetime of sport with a winning degree. Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 logistical solution. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealers. And once again, a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scecina Memorial High School, the site of tonight's Class 2A battle between the 3-3 Scecina Memorial Crusaders as they welcome their doors and open them up to the 1-4 Heritage Christian Eagles. Hi again, everybody. Jimmy Cook alongside John Lester. So pleased you've chosen to spend part of your Saturday night with us here on IndianaSRN and the IndianaSRN family of networks. I get it. I know there's a big, massive football game happening in Central Indiana tonight, but we do hope that you are keeping us at least on one of your devices tonight to enjoy some high school hoops, and what a matchup we have for them tonight, John. Not only is this a matchup between 2 Christian schools, Catholic schools, respectively, when it comes to Scecina Memorial and Heritage Christian. Heritage Christian, of course, being a Christian school as well. But you have that aspect of it. These are schools that know each other, that are familiar with each other, and they're not just familiar with each other because of historical trends. They're familiar with each other because they happen to be inside the same sectional in Sectional 42.
Yeah, this could be the first of a possible 2 meetings to this year between these 2 teams. And, yeah, Heritage Christian off to a little bit of a slow start at 1-4. Scecina coming in at 500. 2 teams that know each other well. Should be a very good ball game tonight.
Well, when you look at the journey that both these teams have been on to get here, Heritage Christian has been on a bit of a stretch where, directly speaking, they've been losers of 4 in a row prior to an impressive victory against Guerin Catholic. Impressive so because they were able to get a victory on the road, that coming on a 56-52 victory against the Golden Eagles. Prior to that, they opened the season with a loss against Columbus North and then had losses along the way against Lawrence North, Bishop Chatard, and then a tough 1-point loss against Southport. This is a team, John, that had high expectations coming into this season, and you can look at each of those games they've dropped and say that's a tough ball club or a high-quality opponent that they fell to. The season has not lost. Plenty of time to still grow and plenty of time to build from that big win against Guerin Catholic on the road.
Very much so. I think this is going to help Heritage Christian. Even though they're 1-4, they've had a very, very difficult schedule, and I think that's going to bode them well for later in the season, playing those kind of teams, seeing what they're like. And so for the second half of the season, I think they're going to be a much different basketball team in the second half of the season.
On Scecina's side of things, it's been a roller coaster for them. They opened the season with 3 consecutive wins, and since then, losses to Park Tudor, to Covenant Christian, and to University. They're trying to find their footing once again.
Yeah, Scecina has been kind of up and down, the up-and-down team, and like you mentioned,
a break when he's done.
A very good team they lost to, but looking to get the momentum going and get over 500 here tonight.
We're going to step away. We come back, we'll have more thoughts on the night's ball game, including John's keys to the game, and we'll go over starters as well. It's Scecina Memorial against Heritage Christian, and it's live on IndianaSRN. Welcome back to Scecina Memorial High School. Jimmy Cook alongside John Lester. So pleased you've chosen to spend part of your Saturday night with us here on Indiana SRN. John, we talked a little bit in that first segment about the state of both of these teams. Heritage Christian, of course, led by the future Boilermaker in Miles Coleman. He's had a strong season at this point, still trying to find his footing in this his junior campaign. They're looking for consistency, but they've seen growth from him year over year. One of the reasons why he's headed to a D1 program here in a couple seasons.
Yeah, obviously Matt Painter sees something in him, for a Purdue recruit or for a Purdue commit there, and and he's going to have his hands full with the Scecina lineup tonight, though. But looking forward to seeing him play. When
you look at Scecina and you dive deep into the numbers for this club, what really impresses you the most about the team that they've become early on in the season?
For Scecina?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're a strong offensive team. I mean, they average 60-plus points a game, so that's something that Heritage Christian's going to have to hold down. But Scecina, I'm very impressed with the offense. They balanced offensive attack, and they kind of wear you down as the night goes on.
Well, for Heritage Christian, we mentioned at the top that expectations, I don't want to say an all-time high because there's been some quality groups that have come through the doors of Heritage Christian High School, but a very touted group, particularly with, we mentioned it, led by Miles Colvin, but also returning key players from a year ago, including Andrew Wiggins, John McLemore, Mason Kay, to name a few. The 1-4 start is not, in my mind, fully indicative of what this Heritage Christian team can be. We mentioned a couple of times throughout the season so far that in Indiana high school basketball, everybody gets a bite at the apple in that you're going to be going to the big dance of the state tournament, regardless of how your season unfolds. But, John, you want to make sure that you have top-tier competition on your schedule. Sure, you get some bumps and bruises and you're starting 1-4 like Heritage Christian has, or you're the Crusaders and you've lost 3 straight now. But it's how you develop and grow as a unit and overcome that adversity as the season goes on, so that once the second season, the postseason, of course, begins, you are ready for the tasks and the challenges that you face.
And, yeah, like I was saying before, with the 1-4 start, you look at the team's Heritage.
How much time?
That is going to bode them well, having to play those 4A schools like they did and playing them very tight a couple times.
Yeah, and you look at, I wouldn't have expected the fight that they put up against Lawrence North. That's a quality program that has been established year over year at LN. And the Guerin Catholic win to do it on the road against another rival is equally as impressive. They're just trying to get consistency as the season goes on. Even if the losses start to pile up a little bit here, they are fully committed and know the type of group that they have that Coach Wallace has established over these last 2 years. Let's take a little bit look at the matchup tonight, deeper within the game notes. Warren Wallace, we mentioned, the head coach at Heritage Christian in his second year at the helm. Scott W. Miller leading the Scecina Crusaders in his 4th year. 22-54 is Coach Miller. Meanwhile, Coach Wallace 12-13 during his tenure at Heritage Christian. A look at the Sagarin ratings. Heritage Christian ranked 110th overall in the state, 17th in Class 2A, so inside the top 20 there. Meanwhile, Scecina a couple spots below them in Class 2A, 63rd in Class 2A, 266th overall. Last meeting for these two programs, we mentioned Heritage Christian's victory on the road over Guerin Catholic, 56-22. Meanwhile, Scecina losing 3 straight after that 3-game winning streak to open the year, most recently losing to University, 77-55. Combined records of their opponents to this point, 17-10 for Heritage Christian, 20-16 is Scecina's. It's a series the last 35 years. Heritage Christian leads at 16-7. Been a minute since these two programs last met, that being back in 2019, a 42-40 victory for the Crusaders. And as always, those numbers we get from John Harrell's Indiana High School basketball. He has this as a dominant win for Heritage Christian, a 62-46 final that he has set up for this one. So that'd be a double-figure win for the Eagles. But this is a hostile environment. Scecina, a very prideful program. I think they're going to get every bit of talent the Crusaders can throw at them as this game goes on. I'm not saying Heritage Christian can't pull away, but Scecina has shown throughout the season, albeit a streaky nature to it, the 3-game winning streak, the 3-game losing streak, they are capable of putting together solid quality runs.
Absolutely, yeah, and Heritage Christian's going to have to find a way to shut them down like they did Guerin Catholic, holding them to 22 points in their last outing.
Where do you see the biggest key for both of these programs tonight, starting first with the visiting Eagles?
Well, I think that
we'll get your keys in just a second. We're going to step away I believe, for prayer and the national anthem. When we come back, we will have our lineups, including a look at some keys for tonight's contest. That's up next, right here on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Scecina. A look at the Heritage Christian Huddle. Let's go through starters for both teams, starting first with the visiting Eagles at one guard, a 5'10 senior, number 3, Dylan Doss. At the other guard, the Purdue Boilermaker commit, a 6'6 junior, number 11, Miles Colvin. At the forward slot, a 6'4 junior, number 30, Andrew Wiggins. At another guard, a 6'3 senior, number 31, John McLemore. And in the middle, a 6'5 center, number 34, Mason Kay. Head coach of the Eagles is Warren Wallace, 12-13, and this is his second season at the helm. And a look at the starters for the Scecina Memorial Crusaders. Heritage Christian Eagles are 1-4 on the year. The Crusaders are 3-3. At one guard, a sophomore, number 10, Martez Boykin, averaging 9.4 points per game. At another guard, a sophomore, number 12, David Mendez, averaging 6.5 points per contest. At another guard, a junior, number 15, Aaron Florence. He's appeared in 2 games this season for the Crusaders. At another guard, a 5'11 junior, number 12, Mason Barrialt, averaging 2 points per game. And rounding them out, a 5'10 senior, number 32, Layden Adair, averaging 12 points per contest for the Crusaders. Head coach is Scott W. Miller, 22-54, and this is his 4th season guiding the Crusaders, his 7th year in high school basketball overall, where he has a 59-89 record. Crusaders in their traditional home whites, the red numerals and lettering, and the gold trim. Meanwhile, Scecina make that Heritage Christian in their road blues, white numerals and lettering, and the black trim. It'll be Andrew Wiggins set to jump it up against Mason Barrialt here at center court. Friday bringing you this classic tonight. Tap is won and taken by the Crusaders. A layup out of the gate is scored. Give it to Mason Barrialt on the quick trigger. And just like that, the Crusaders draw first blood.
Yeah, quick start there and a quick basket there for Mason Barrialt. It's going to be very important for Scecina to keep that going tonight because Heritage Christian is going to want to slow the game down a little bit.
Pass inside. That's stolen away. They tried to force it in to Wiggins. Up the floor goes Boykin to the rack. No. Second chance. Friendly iron. Not there. Mendez missed the shot. Rebound cleared. Doss to McLemore. Now Kay. Trying to get into their offense. A man-to-man look to start from the Crusaders. Miles Colvin has it in between the circles. The do-it-all guard. Around a screen, he's doubled. Good ball movement by the Eagles. They force it inside. Wiggins nearly lost it. Crusaders are able to come up with the steal, and now Mendez controls. Physical defense early by Scecina. That ball's tapped out. It'll stay with the Crusaders.
Yeah, a couple turnovers early on for Heritage Christian. You're going to have to try to keep a hold of the basketball.
Well, it's been a problem at times this year for the Crusaders. The Eagles, rather, taking care of the basketball. Crusaders, their main bugaboo has been from beyond the arc. They're a sub-30% shooting team, 28% for the year. They'll try a three there, though. Up and in. Martez Boykin knocks it down, and the Eagles need a timeout.
Yeah, Coach Wallace not happy right there, taking an early timeout for Heritage Christian.
30-second timeout. We shall stay here. Your score, 5-0 run out of the gate. Crusaders 5, Eagles nothing. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Morales Group. The Morales Group can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. But they do so much more than that. Let them help you today. Contact the Morales Group at 317-472-7600. And by IHSAA officials. To become an IHSAA official, contact the IHSAA office. Get involved with men and women behind the stripes. It's a great way to stay in shape and make some extra money. Be a part of the games. Go to ihsaa.org/officials. Also, I'll have a second. I want to remind you this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, video, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. Jimmy Cook alongside John Lester. Early stages first quarter. The Eagles in a 5-0 hole out of the gate. Nearly another turnover. It is another turnover. And, John, that has been the bigger issue has been the points off turnovers, but those obviously aren't up for grabs unless you make the mistake and give the ball back to the other side. And it's been something that's plagued the Eagles at times throughout this season.
Yeah, and not a good start in this game as well. 3 turnovers, not even a shot at the basket yet for Heritage Christian.
Searching for all kinds of answers offensively. Boykin, another 3. That's good! Martez Boykin. He's one of the players carrying the average there. A 30% three-point shooter coming in. And finally, the Eagles on the board as Dylan Doss forces the issue. It ends a 8-0 run by Scecina. And a travel called out front. That's been a point of emphasis by the association for the last couple of years. Got to make sure that you put that ball on the deck before you even think about moving the pivot foot. Crusaders give it right back, one of their first turnovers of the game.
Now, I wonder, Heritage Christian, if they were, like you mentioned, the three-point shooting for Scecina, not the greatest. You have to wonder if the Heritage Christian even scouted that as some point of emphasis.
I don't believe that's going to be a three-point play. I think that's going to go on the floor, but let's wait for official confirmation. That foul's going to go on Martez Boykin. It'll be his first. First foul by either team. Now let's see if this is in the act or not. It is. It is. That's going to be, I believe, check the scoreboard for me. I believe that's an and one opportunity.
Yeah, they gave the basket to Doss, looks like.
So Doss with 4, and they've cut this lead in half. Scecina, we've mentioned, have had ups and downs in the early portions of this season. A floater up, and that's an air ball, but the putback is missed as well. Eagles unable to box out and win the battle of the boards. Leads to another 3, but that one's off. 3 bites at the apple. No dice for the Crusaders. Here comes Heritage Christian.
Kind of surprised at the early three-point shooting for Scecina.
Doss again, a Euro, and he's fouled. Colvin there on the putback, but it was after the foul. And I believe that'll send Doss to the charity stripe again. We'll wait for official confirmation. That's going to go on Mason Burial. That'll be his first. And Doss again at the line. 4 points for Doss, all 4 of the Eagles' points. Make it 5 now. 5:19 left to go in this first quarter.
This is a nice answer here for Heritage Christian after that early 8-0 spurt there for Scecina.
Well, that's the type of consistency you want in response if you're Coach Wallace. Both free throws made. Eagles now with 6. Boykin. Skip pass, right side, in the corner. 3 in the air for Mendez. He knocked it down. David Mendez from beyond the arc, his first points. And it's 11
Look out,
to 6.
3 for 3 from three-point range, is that? 3 for 4.
3 for 4 so far, but still. better than average look for the Crusaders so far. Kay's three-pointer's off the mark, and we have a loose ball foul. Colvin hit the deck hard. Believe he's all right. That's going to go against Layden Adair, I believe. Third on the team. Coach Miller not happy with the call. Eagles to inbound. They find McLemore. Forced pass inside. Wiggins floats. Iron unkind. Ball up for grabs. Crusaders secure it. Eagles back defensively. Mendez gives to Boykin. He's had success from that left wing, and that's a turnover. Off to the races. 2-on-2. Miles all the way. Lays it up and in. Put him on the line. Miles Colvin doing his thing down the left lane. A chance for an old-fashioned three-point play.
Great job there for Heritage Christian, forcing that turnover and getting the and one at the other end. First points for somebody other than Doss tonight.
It's a big mark for them. Chance to make this a two-point game. Colvin knocks it in. Great response by the Eagles.
Looks like Heritage switching up the defense a little bit.
Zone look now. Trying to get a trap. Boykin dribbles around it. High skip pass left side. How patient will the Crusaders be? Boykin working the handles. Goes right at the teeth of the defense. No. Rebound won by Mendez. His shot sent back, and Doss has it. It's a 1-on-4. Doss will wisely reset. No, he'll push the issue and score. Dylan Doss having himself a first quarter. 10 points for Doss. Make that 8 points for Doss, rather. And a timeout. I believe we have a timeout taken. Let's wait. Might have been officials' time. Wait for confirmation. I think it is an officials' timeout. 3:46 left to play in this first quarter. All square at 11. After an 8-0 run by the Crusaders to open this game, it's been an 11-3 response by Heritage Christian.
And Heritage has forced a couple turnovers at the other end. They picked their defense up a little bit, and that's obviously led to better offense. And Dylan Doss with a heck of a first quarter so far.
Doss putting the team on his back is the senior. And they haven't been easy shots either, John. He's been forcing the issue, getting work off the dribble, finding penetration inside. So we're back square. Mendez is fouled en route. No, he walked. Thought they were going to get some body contact, but they'll say clean defense by the Eagles. And Heritage Christian gets the basketball right back, and now the turnover number is starting to even out a bit.
Yeah, that's a third turnover now in the game for Scecina.
Doss around a screen. They find Wiggins. Now here's McLemore. John matched up with Mendez. Looking for a window, and that's a bucket good for Lewis Staten, who just checked into the ball game. The senior off the bench gives Heritage Christian their first lead at 13-11. Right side, Mendez three. Off the back iron. Fight for the rebound. Last touched by Scecina. Mason Berryall could not corral it. It'll go back to Heritage Christian, who suddenly find themselves in the driver's seat, starting to click offensively.
And Heritage Christian starting to get the drive on the inside and is forcing Scecina in some early foul issues as well.
Some that'll continue to be an element we'll keep an eye on as this game progresses. Doss finds Nolan Duncan, who's checked into the game. Now they work to Colvin. Posting up. He's fouled on the floor. See who they get there. King's going to go on a dare. If it does, that's his second. It will go on a dare. Fifth on the team. Side out of bounds. Wiggins to inbound. Finds Colvin. Open in the corner. Three is in and out. Big time rebound, though, is won by Staten. And a loose ball foul against Scecina.
That's 16 fouls already for Scecina. We're not even out of the first quarter
Yeah, we got a long second quarter left to come still. And he fouls the rest of the way by the Crusaders. Free attempts to the line for Heritage Christian.
It's already going to be.
Who'd they give that foul to? Do you have any way of checking who they gave that foul to? Who they gave the foul to? Foul on Mason Berrialt. That's his second. Lewis Staten at the line. Already has 2 points here in the quarter. Colvin, Doss, and Staten getting into the scorebook for Heritage Christian. Leading the way is Doss with 8 points. Meanwhile, Crusaders have done most of their damage from beyond the arc, but again, they shoot it as a team just 28% from downtown. I'm all for giving what the defense is going to give you, but at some point, you have to wonder if it is an element that's going to continue to be a part of the game plan for Scecina as this game goes on.
I'm actually surprised they actually haven't tried to work it inside more early on in this game.
Particularly with that switch to a more aggressive trap at the wings.
Right.
With that zone look that Heritage Christian presented. Staten's first free throw is good. He'll have one more. Crusaders, a team that went 11-9 a year ago, made it all the way to the sectional final. Hoping to make a deep run this year. Both free throws good. Staten now with 4.
Heritage Christian doing a good job at the line as well so far, 5 for 6.
Yeah, clean looks all over the place. Another area you're going to hang your hat on if you're Coach Wallace. Mendez in trouble. They feed it inside. It's initially blocked away. Crusaders have it back, and Florence shuffled the feet. Aaron Florence looking for an angle, but dragged the pivot foot. And a turnover right back to Crusaders.
Since Heritage Christian changed up that defense, I think it's got Scecina a little uncomfortable there on the offensive end.
Yeah, we mentioned the Crusaders opened this ball game on an 8-0 run. Since then, a 15-3 run, advantage to Heritage Christian. Timeout has been taken. I don't have clarification if it was a 30 or a full. We'll stay here with 2:24 left to go in this first quarter. John, when you look at the Crusader offense, you mentioned it's been a bit of a drought for Scecina, and they're getting a couple different looks defensively from Heritage Christian. You don't love the settling for three-pointers. You'd like to see them try to get something going inside.
Yeah, because three-point shooting is not the forte of Scecina. So, yeah, that you kind of, like I said, I'm kind of surprised I didn't see him working inside there a little more. And let's see if that change with that changing defense by Heritage Christian may have led to that.
I will say, in terms of sample size, Martez Boykin by far one of the best three-point shooters in terms of volume on the team, but still, that's at a 30% clip. The two he took looked good. Here's a catch-and-look opportunity. Keaton Thibault unable to get it to go. Ball on the deck, and a loose ball foul going to go against the Eagles. As diving in for that loose ball was McLemore. That'll be John's first. Crusaders trying to end this scoring drought. Look, we have some moisture on the floor. Crusaders will get a towel. Get that cleaned up. All square. We'll get things back up and running. Again, this game just extra excitement with it. It's a nice pass inside, but it's sent back and rejected. Nolan Duncan there with the help side defense. Colvin, right side. Doss to the rack. No. Rebound won by Jalen Long. But I mentioned an extra bit of energy in this game because it's a potential sectional matchup between two sectional 42 opponents in Scecina and Heritage Christian. Mendez, skip pass. Adair. Just over 90 seconds left in this first quarter. Mendez. Not that time. Took a roll off the back iron. McLemore. Baseline. Floater. No. Here comes Scecina. A 3-on-3. And a travel's going to be called. Seth Trimble Sunderland went Euro with it, but he ran into a brick wall.
I tell you what, this Heritage Christian defense has Scecina really, really on their heels right now.
It's almost like, John, that they're hesitant to make a decision one way or the other.
Yeah.
And when they do, they're settling.
It's like a tale of two quarters. I mean, Scecina had the offense going there in the first 2-3 minutes, but then in this last 5 minutes, It's been a totally different story.
Wiggins pressured. Finds Doss. Doss tried to use a screen. He has pocket picked. Great defense there by Adair. Eagles able to retain it. Colvin under a minute now in this first quarter. Miles and Thibault. Miles to the rim. Wild shot off the mark. Rebound. One by Caleb Milan.
Don't know if that's quite the shot you were looking for at that end.
Catch and shoot three, no good. Along the board. Thibault a three. It's good. Keen Thibault knocks it down. His first basket of the ball game. Ends the Scecina scoring drought, makes it a 1-point game.
Looks like Heritage may hold for the final shot here.
Can't blame him. Colvin. Square with Adair. 10 seconds. Miles in a double. Spins and is fouled.
That got Adair. It's 3. No, they're going to get a turnover.
I think it's going to be
Adair.
Okay. You're right. They just cleared out the lane
Yeah.
for one last attempt. So Colvin at the line. Shooting 2. First one is good. Miles with 4 points in the quarter.
I think they did get Adair on that foul as well.
So if we're right on our end, that's 3 fouls for the senior. One more. Still 8 seconds left in the quarter. Colvin gets them both.
That's going to be a big story because he's their second leading scorer.
5 seconds left. Not a lot of urgency. Thibault, pass in the corner. Left side, got to get a shot up. They get a layup at the horn. Martez Boykin did not settle for the triple. Instead, decided to go baseline with it, and he scores the layup to end your first quarter of play. 8 points for Boykin in the quarter. Is that score right? 17-14 at the end of one. Second quarter up next on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Heritage Christian Eagles lead the Scecina Memorial Crusaders 17-16. Eagles with the basketball to start this second quarter. 17 points made up from 3 players from the Eagles, including Doss, who just gave it up in the corner to Miles Colvin, who knocks down a triple. Colvin with 8. He's now tied for leading scoring honors with Dylan Doss of Heritage Christian and Martez Boykin of the Crusaders. Battle inside. Crusaders unable to get a bucket out of it, but they do retain possession of the basketball as it's last touched by Heritage Christian. Will stay on this end. 16 points made up by 4 Crusaders in that first quarter.
And actually, I think you have to, like we saw for Scecina there at the end of the first quarter, it looked like Heritage Christian may be starting to pull away a little bit, and you have to like that answer by Scecina at the end of that first quarter.
A lob at the rim, and they're going to say that Mason Kay got tied up with Caleb Milan on the entry pass. It's the first on Kay. Quick pass inside. Boykin operating at the top. Step back, triple, Mendez, no. Rebound McLemore. John up ahead. What a pump fake. And a foul's going to be on the floor. Wiggins with a savvy upperclassman move there. He got 2 Crusader defenders up in the air. He saw a third coming, so he didn't settle for the quick shot. Instead, he's fouled on the floor, but it is bonus activated. And a 1-on-1 opportunity upcoming Correction, they're going to say in the act. So 2 shots upcoming for Andrew Wiggins. First one off the mark. Wiggins equally so as Colvin. It's been fun to watch his growth over the years. Both were a part of that freshman class for the Eagles that were forced to start or get serious varsity minutes for a team that was looking for their identity. That before Coach Wallace took over the program. Splits the pair. His first point of the night to make it 21-16. And a little miscommunication by the Crusaders, out of bounds, a turnover.
That's 7 now for Scecina.
You can tell that defensive look still, even though they've gotten a couple more points out of it, still giving the Crusaders some fits. Good adjustment by Coach Wallace.
You're talking about Coach Wallace. The thing is helping him this year. He has a much deeper roster this year than he did a year ago, so that's also...
Up at the top, McLemore called for it. Got it. Short on the triple, though. And Thiebaud with the rebound. Boykin, a 1-on-2. Splits a double team. Went reverse. No. Head of the charity stripe to earn the 2 points the hard way. Great first step by Martez Boykin. Very explosive guard. Just a sophomore for Scecina.
I think they got Colvin on that foul.
It'll be Miles first. 2 shots upcoming. Boykin's first one is good. He's got 9, a 67% free throw shooter on the season. Crusaders as a team shoot at 66% from the line. Second one in and out.
This game's had a turn here. It feels like Heritage Christian should have about a 10 to 12 point lead in this game, but you look and it's only 4.
McLemore tried to go baseline, but he shoveled the feet. And you're right, John. It's still been not all turnovers by Heritage Christian, but you're right. There's been just enough that's holding them back from creating separation. And give credit to the Scecina defense. They've stayed locked in as well. McLemore forces the turnover. He Euros to the rack and scores. His first points of the night. Lead is now at 6, 23-17.
Yeah, Scecina, you know they're going to have a talk about this at halftime. 8 turnovers, and we've barely started the second quarter.
Got to clean up. Can't have that if you want to beat a team like Heritage Christian. And this is a Crusaders team that would like to make a nice run in the state as well. But in this sectional team you could face in Heritage Christian, again, the sectional as a whole, really, you have to take care of the basketball. Couple skip passes. Long. Gives to Boykin.
Looks like Heritage Christian's back to more of a man-to-man again.
Diving on the floor to make the effort was Thiebaud, but it's a turnover. Doss sees space, kicks. McLemore hesitates. Gives it up. Wiggins, foul line. Couldn't bank it home. K the board. Second chance will not go. Mile in the rebound. And they're going to say that the Eagles touched that ball last. It's a tough angle from our vantage point to tell. Officials will give it to the Crusaders.
No replay available at the high school level.
Shot is
nice
good.
Play up.
Not entirely true, but no challenges. You can't challenge the call.
Yes, right. That's what I should have said, yes.
Right side, 3 in the air. Off the mark. Doss can't stay hot. Got his own rebound. Colvin calling for it. Doss will force it to him. Boykin jumped the passing lane. Boykin and Colvin. Miles sent it back into the band section, or the band would traditionally be. Great read and timing there from the junior. Give credit, though, to Boykin. Sophomore not afraid of the challenge. Jumped that passing lane, read it the whole way. It's a better defensive effort there from Colvin.
We have to admire Heritage Christian there defensively, though. Turned the ball over, but getting right back with the rejection at the other defensive end.
Crusaders. Left side. Shot off the mark. Eagles fighting for the rebound.
And again, I'm surprised to see it. It seemed like Scecina just settling for three-point shots.
Thank you.
And then you got a foul at the other end.
Who's the foul? Foul's going to go against Jordan Porter, his first. Bonus still active for the Crusaders, so we will head to the line for a 1-and-1. Wiggins to the charity stripe.
Be 2 shots from here on out for the rest of the half for Heritage Christian.
That's a good point. And we knew that was going to be something that was going to challenge Scecina when they started to rack up the fouls in the first quarter. We have a timeout on the floor taken by Scecina, and it's a full timeout. We'll step away, back in a moment on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to Scecina Memorial High School. Jimmy Cook alongside John Lester. 4:26 left in this first half. The Eagles of Heritage Christian with a 4-point lead over Scecina Memorial. At the line for a 1-and-1 is Andrew Wiggins. Clean on the first. Wiggins now with 2. Both coming at the line, both in this quarter.
I'm going to be anxious to see if Heritage Christian's a little more aggressive on the offensive end, considering they have Scecina in these foul issues in this first half. See if they go inside a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that tempo, if it does, push as this game continues. 3 points now on the evening for Wiggins. Makes both free throws. And there's a little bit more aggression, at least defensively. Put a little token pressure up there. Now they call it back. Getting a man-to-man look. Thebo in trouble. Porter. Boykin leaves it right side for Long. Thebo now halfway gone in the second quarter. In the corner. Hesitation from Burial. He's in trouble. Long now likes the matchup. Forces it to Boykin. And the Eagles defense continuing to stay locked in. Porter. Matched up with Snively. Long. And here's Burial. The Crusader just unable to get any clean looks right now. A lot of lack of movement across the board for those that don't have the basketball.
Heritage Christian just seems to be a step ahead right now.
There's the turnover. Doss looks up the floor. Doss has it back. Nice hesitation. Gives it to Colvin. He won't settle for the 3. Instead forces the issue, and he's fouled. That's going to go against Burial, and that'll be his 3rd.
2 with 3 now.
So Burial and Adair unofficially, well, we can confirm Burial at the very least, but both listed for us with 3 fouls. Now 2 shots the remainder of the quarter for the Eagles, and Colvin is pure on that one. Miles 4 points in the quarter, 9 for the game. Martez Boykin of Scecina, leading scorer for either team with 11. Miles closely behind him with 9. 9 points to 3. Advantage Heritage Christian in this second quarter. Free throw is missed, but the effort for the loose ball initially looked like it was won by the Eagles, and Scecina able to get it up the floor. Thebo with Doss on his back, forces the issue and is fouled. Staten was there. Let's see where the foul goes. I believe it will go on Staten.
Scecina very lucky they came away with the ball there on the break, because it did look like there was a whole lot of effort going after that rebound on that missed free throw.
Yeah, they had bodies on the deck, but it was a wonder if they were going to be able to actually secure it. Thebo's first free throw is good. Give him 4 points on the night. His first points of this quarter. Now give him 5. It's clean on both. 5-point game, 26-21. 3 minutes left in this first half. Dylan Doss was fantastic in that first quarter. Quiet since. He's a good facilitator, though, along with his scoring. Doss gets separation. Was it tipped? No, they turn it over.
A little bit of miscommunication there, I think.
Maybe thought initially that he was going to have somebody on the wing. Instead, it looked like a backdoor cut opportunity for the Eagles and just a tad off the line. Crusaders an opportunity to make this a one-possession game.
Offenses have really slowed up here in the second quarter. Be a little more patient.
Long triple is good and one. A chance for a 4-point play for Keaton Thiebaud.
That's definitely not what you wanted if you're Heritage Christian.
A rare 4-point play. Make this a 1-point game if he can knock it in from the line. Eight points for Thiebaud.
Scecina just kind of hanging around here.
Can't get it to go, though. But you're right, John. Scecina doing just enough to get back into this ball game in a great spot. Still 2:20 to go, though, before the intermission. Got to close strong for either side. Little zone look now for Scecina. Trying to mix things up defensively. Make the Eagles work. And a timeout taken by Heritage Christian. Coach Wallace did not like what he saw. It's a full timeout. 2:08 left in the second quarter. Eagles by 2 on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Welcome back to Scecina Memorial High School. Want to remind you, stay involved with IndianaSRN throughout the year by going to youtube.com, searching IndianaSRN, and clicking that red and white subscribe button. Get notifications for all our live broadcasts, as well as access to more than 800 archived games. IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game. And, of course, go to IndianaSRN.org for all the latest scheduling, times, news, and more around high school sports. Less than 2 minutes to go in this second quarter. A risky pass by the Eagles. Miles Colvin able to secure it. A little pick and roll action. Tried to force it to McLemore. And a suffocating stretch now defensively by the Crusaders.
I think I said the same thing vice versa in the first quarter. The Scecina switching up the defense looks like it's caused a little bit of issues for Heritage Christian offensively.
Colvin trying to post up. Miles forces the issue, hangs, tough shot, won't drop. Thiebaud the board. 90 seconds left in the quarter. Crusaders can tie or take the lead. Pull up, Boykin, floater, it's short. Rebound falls to Thiebaud. They work right side, Thiebaud wants it. He thought about a pull, thought about a step back as well. And now they'll reset things.
Actually kind of surprised he didn't pop that one.
As am I. Porter matched up with Doss, high pass. Boykin. He works. Waiting for movement. Boykin to the rim for the tie. Too strong. Doss the board. How quick will they go? Wiggins, hands off to Doss. They'll force it inside. Was it tipped? It was. Altered the path of that pass just enough. Did the Crusaders. Might have been a nice backside feed into Wiggins. They got to get it in the corner. Colvin, catch and shoot. Buckets. Oh. Miles Colvin from the corner, his second triple of the quarter. He's got 12. Gives some cushion to the Eagles. They lead by 5.
That was an important basket, I think, there for Heritage Christian because you sense the momentum kind of shifting over to Scecina's side.
Thiebaud to answer. It's long. Colvin the rebound, and again, how patient will they be? McLemore, the answer is not patient at all. They like the look. They get the basket. John's got 4 here in the quarter. The lead's ballooned to 7 in the blink of an eye.
There's a quick 5-0 spurt.
Yep. Final 15 seconds of the half. Crusaders looking for a basket. Picked up his dribble in a tight spot. Porter in trouble. Finds Thiebaud. Thought about a volleyball line pull. Instead rises right wing. It's good! Keaton Thiebaud. And that'll be the last play of the half. A much-needed answer for the Crusaders. Thiebaud, an explosive second quarter. 8 points for him, 11 on the evening as we head to the intermission, but the advantage is Heritage Christian by 4, 31-27, in part to that 5-0 run they had before it was answered by Keaton Thiebaud's triple. Are we stepping away or are we talking? We'll be back in a moment. We'll go over some numbers from that first half as well as key adjustments for both sides when we start quarter number 3 here in just a little bit. Halftime show up next. Heritage Christian on top of Scecina in this battle of sectional 42 opponents. 31-27 advantage Eagles on India.
Today, greed, selfish interest, and barefaced corruption seem all the fashion. America needs great men of tolerance who can give honest debate to the great issues of the day. I've seen mostly squabbling, men squandering their time, being wolves to one another. Yet, I'm not without hope. We still have Freemasonry. Yes, the same Freemasons that helped create this country have always provided great men when needed. And today, in every city and town in America, Freemasonry is still providing that special place where young men can find their greatness and accomplished men can give something back. Yes, in this time of great hope, it is my hope that America will see that Freemasonry is a national treasure that cannot be separated from our country's future.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
I am Heritage.
Heritage Christian. We are Heritage.
I am Heritage.
We are Heritage.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Welcome back to Scecina Memorial High School. Jimmy Cook alongside John Lester. A 4-point advantage for the Eagles of Heritage Christian over Scecina, 31-27. John, early on in that first quarter, Heritage Christian struggling with turnovers. A nice 8-0 start by the Crusaders. A big answer in the form of, at one point in time, a 13-3 run from Heritage Christian in that first quarter. Second half of the first quarter, I should say. They haven't really relinquished control of this game since. Scecina sniffed a point or two to cut that deficit all the way to 1 or 2, as I just mentioned, in the second quarter. But still a vice grip almost by Heritage Christian. It's been a game of runs, a game of aggression effort by Scecina. They're still, though, feels like, at times you mentioned this as well, it feels like Heritage Christian still has a nice handle on this game, even though Scecina is able to knock on the door a couple times in that second quarter.
It seems like a tale of two games in that first half. The start that Scecina had, then the Heritage Christian answering, Scecina just kind of hanging around. And so, yeah, I think this first 4-minute sequence of the third quarter is going to be a telling sign here. With Scecina with their foul issues, are they going to be able to stay aggressive defensively against Heritage Christian? And vice versa, Heritage Christian, are they going to keep up the defense? They forced those 10 turnovers in the first half. So I think this is going to be a telling point here early in the second half.
You mentioned that's something that you would like to see Heritage Christian exploit if they're able to utilize aggressive attacks to the basket or posting up inside. Play to the advantage of Scecina being in foul trouble right now.
Yeah, and I fully expect Heritage Christian to be very, very aggressive offensively and going after that, knowing Scecina's got those foul issues. 2 people with 3 fouls there in that first half.
While we have a second, I want to remind you that IndianaSRN, unlike most broadcasting companies, is funded primarily from donations and school subscriptions. Help IndianaSRN put more kids on TV by clicking on our donate button on our webpage at IndianaSRN.org or by sending an email to coach@IndianaSRN.org. We thank you for your consideration. For the Crusaders, where do you want to see the biggest adjustment from them? They didn't settle for threes as much in that second quarter. They kind of let their offense come to them, got a flow offensively when they created those turnovers. Where do you need to see more of that from Scecina in quarter number 3?
I think Heritage Christian needs to go right inside, attack Heritage Christian on the defensive end, go right inside.
Handoff. Boykin to the rim, left it short. You got your wish there, but just better defense
right as
by
I
the
say
Eagles.
that, yeah.
Yep. McLemore to Kay. Mason gives to Miles. Colvin with 12 points to lead all scorers. Down the lane. He's hacked. I believe that will be in the act. So 2 free throws upcoming for Miles. Foul's going to be on Jalen Long. That'll be his second. First on the Crusaders. In this second half, Scecina got into foul trouble. John mentioned individually, but also as a team. From the middle of the first quarter on, as that first free throw rims out on Colvin. Middle of the first quarter on, Heritage Christian was in the bonus. And knocking it down at a pretty efficient rate.
And Scecina at halftime, without those turnovers, they have to think it may be leading this game, if not for those 10 turnovers in that
clean
first
it up
half.
a bit, you're right. First point of the half belongs to Heritage Christian on that free throw from Colvin.
You have a press shown that time for Heritage Christian.
And we saw a glimpse of that in the first half. Colvin gets the steal. He's thinking slam time. Magic carpet ride with a flush.
That's not the start you were looking for if you're Scecina. Quick turnover there.
Miles with 15. Keaton Tebow in between the circles. He's had a good game as well. 11 points in that first half. Adair banked it in.
Banks are open late on Saturdays.
They are. Cashing in well. His first points of the game. Makes it a 5-point affair. Doss, McLemore catch and shoot. Left side of the iron, it clangs off. Tebow wants to go baseline. Floats it over Colvin's head. Too strong. McLemore the board. John sees the floor. Up ahead. Wiggins too high. And a turnover right back. Let's take a look back at his dunk. Just enjoy the view. Colvin throwing it down. A great jump. Nice hop in his step. Miles. He's continued to grow year over year. Long two-pointer pulled up. Will not fall that time for Adair. McLemore has a 1-on-3. He's going to try to do it himself. Gets it stolen, and a jump ball tie-up, I believe, is going to be the call. The arrow will favor the Eagles. Lucky spot there.
Yeah, I think you got to be a little bit more patient there on that offensive series.
Yeah, it seemed like if he would have looked up, he had, at the very least, he had Colvin on his left side.
Yeah, tried to do a little bit too much there.
John will check out with 4 points. Get a little rest with the senior. Staten inbound. Doss had 8 points in that first quarter. Quiet since. He's had other help, though, across the roster. And a 5-second closely guarded is the call. Doss not doing anything with it. Great defense by Scecina.
Yeah, forcing the third turnover of the quarter there for Heritage Christian.
And those were blemishes that, again, have been a struggle for Heritage Christian throughout the year. We saw it in that first quarter. They managed it a little bit better in quarter number 2. Crusaders hoping to capitalize on the error. Tebow hesitated all the way, and he's fouled. Let's see if it's on the floor or in the act. They're going to get Nolan Duncan.
You call it a shooting foul.
You're right. So Keaton Tebow to the line. 11 points for him, all in that first half. Give him 12. A nice clean stroke from the charity stripe. A 65% free throw shooter. Knocks them both. 13 points for Tebow. 1 possession game. Eagles trying to add to it. Staten. Double team. Nearly lost it. And it's last touch by Scecina. Adair tried to flip it into in between the circles to create maybe a fast break opportunity. Could not keep his feet in bounds, though. Eagles dodge a bullet.
Look, Scecina picking up the defense here and being a little bit more
and they're
aggressive.
Pacing, you're right, and that's something you wanted to see in the second half from the Crusaders. That was a risky pass. Was it tipped? It was not. Doss tried to throw it off the leg. Eagles catch a break. Again, an aggressive drive. Nolan Duncan forcing the issue. It's one of those shots where it's maybe wild and reckless if he misses, but give him credit. He had the confidence and finishes the basket. Lead back to 5. Tebow, beautiful ball movement. Corner 3 is good. Give the basket to Layden Adair. He's got 5 all here in the quarter. Crusaders back within 2. Quick pass. Colvin has separation. Now he'll reset things. Miles got by the defender. Lays it in. Can't turn it home.
Oh, he can't believe he missed that.
He had a great point-blank look at it, but couldn't get the proper roll. He can extend this lead at the line. Who's the foul?
Ooh.
Foul's going to go against Layden Adair. He's got 4. One more before he's DQ'd. Colvin, I don't know if he got whacked in the face or if he's just exhausted from that drive. But he measures himself and will head to the line.
Adair is less than half his average. He averages 12.3. He's only at 5 points. The foul trouble has something to do with that, I'm sure.
Miles unable to capitalize at the line. He'll have one more. Miles might have gotten whacked a little bit there. He seems to be rubbing on his nose. Eagles will switch it up in terms of their positioning on either side of the lane. One more for Miles. Trying to make this a 3-point game. That one is good. 4 points for Miles in the quarter. 16 on the night. Lead is 3. Crusaders continue to hang around. Mendez on McLemore.
Scecina very patient at the offensive end this trip.
Yeah, that you can kind of feel where this game is at. Great time for a bucket for the Crusaders. And a timeout going to be taken by Scecina. 30-second timeout. We will stay here. While we have a second, I want to remind you, tonight's game is brought to you by the Sports Page. Stay up to date each and every day with all sports by using our sports page at IndianaSRN.org or by going to Troy at radiotroy.com. Scores, stats, and so much more. The sports page from IndianaSRN. Let's look back at that Colvin slam. One of the highlights from that third quarter to this point. Nearly halfway gone. Jimmy Cook alongside John Lester. John, you mentioned it in that second quarter. And as this game progresses, it becomes all the more important. But Crusaders doing just enough to hang around this ball game within striking distance.
Yeah, you know, you've committed 12 turnovers in the game, and you look, you're still only down 3 points. So, yeah, this could be gotten away from them by now.
Mendez matched up with Doss. Has a step, adjusts in midair, and is fouled. Went right at the teeth of this Eagles defense. Wiggins was waiting for a rejection, but I think they're going to get body contact. Is that foul on 30? Wiggins, again, did get the body contact there. His first foul. Free throw is good for Mendez. First points of the quarter for him. First points of any kind since that lone 3 hit in quarter number 1. Mendez makes them both. Small sample size, but he stays perfect on the year from the foul line.
We got a 1-point game.
Great one on our hands. We mentioned it, even though the simulations from John Harrell had this as a double-digit victory for Heritage Christian, but Cena's got plenty of fight on him. A lot of game left for this to go either way. Another turnover. Jump ball tie-up, I believe. An arrow this time favors Scecina. Colvin is caught. An awkward step by Burial as he tried to get up, and now the official's having a conversation with Burial. Him and Colvin were tied up, and Burial sort of lifted his head up underneath Colvin. His neck and Colvin's leg got tied up. Officials say their piece with it, and we'll move on. Point remains, though, another turnover forced by Scecina with the jump ball. Can they take their first lead? The last led since it was 8-0. Early stages first quarter. They've not led since. Pass inside, a beautiful leave-it move for Burial. And the Crusaders have stormed all the way back. 4 points for Burial. Ball was tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Heritage Christian.
The defense has led to the offense, I think, more in rhythm, and now you can see the result. They've grabbed the lead here as we look at that layup.
Heck of a pass by the sophomore and Mendez. Just swinging around two defenders. Miles gets it in. McLemore. Now here's Staten. They force it inside, and a foul is going to go, I believe, against Burial.
That's 4 on him.
And Burial loves to play physical. Going to have to be careful the rest of the way. They'll sub him out. They'll bring in Caleb Milan.
And Scecina has been able to come all the way back despite those foul issues in this game.
McLemore. He saw a lane opening to the rim and one. John McLemore, a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play and a much-needed response from Heritage Christian.
Great answer by McLemore, drawing the and one.
6 points now for John. One more can give him 7. Give the Eagles a 2-point lead. Gets it to go. Tebow forces it inside. Some pressure. Mendez trying to break it, and he does, but he's trapped. Tebow has it. Now a man-to-man look. Less than 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Eagles back in front by 2. Mendez looking for movement. Not a ton happening. And he's going to be hand-checked by Austin Snively.
Heritage Christian had backed off that pressure the last few possessions, but it was pretty effective.
Was that on 11? Who's the foul on? Correction, that foul's not on Snively. They're going to give it to Colvin, his second. Skip pass. Mendez forces a contested 3. It won't go. Big-time rebound, and second chance is off the mark by Milan. Mendez top of the arc. 3 is good. David Mendez. 8 points for him. Crusaders back in front.
Scecina 3 cracks at it that time.
And the size of Milan, even though his shot was up, the freshman, a big-time rebound, even though the shot was off. McLemore gives right side. Snively leaves
nice
it.
Pass.
Wiggins the score.
Great look.
Back and forth we go. 2 sectional 42 adversaries. Early season look at what could be a postseason matchup. Mendez, baseline. Left it short, but he will head to the charity stripe.
That Colvin, that's 3.
Miles only 2 left to play with, and let's see if they hold him for the rest of the third or if they let him play. 2 shots upcoming for Mendez. 5 points here in the quarter for him. Make it 6. And we're tied at 42.
Perfect from the free throw line, 4 for 4.
It's been very, very good. Lead to the Crusaders. McLemore forcing the issue all the way to the cup. Count it, put him on the line. The second 3-point play opportunity in the quarter for John McLemore.
I tell you what, for Heritage Christian, give the ball to McLemore. He's had an answer every time.
Subs for the Crusaders. Trimble Sunderland back in. McLemore at the line. Gets it to go. 45-43. Just over 90 seconds left in this third quarter. McLemore's converted both those 3-point plays, by the way. Tebow forced 3 is good. Keaton Tebow.
Got 16 tonight.
5 in this quarter. Advantage back to Scecina. McLemore has Colvin. It'll give to Miles. Miles in a tight spot, though. Got by the initial defense. Hesitates. He's fouled. And one!
Ooh.
Miles Colvin forcing the issue. And an opportunity to convert the third three-point play in the quarter for Heritage Christian. Even if the fouls aren't racking up because it's different guys defensively, John, you're getting your wish in terms of forcing the issue on these drives in the second half by Heritage Christian.
Yeah, more aggressive inside, yeah, and you see the results here, the third straight and one up.
And he converts it as well. 7 points for Miles in this third quarter, 19 on the night, 2-point lead for Heritage Christian.
You get the feeling finally that both offenses may be starting to get into a rhythm finally.
Tebow, 3, long, did not get the friendly iron, rebound Miles, less than a minute to go, third quarter. McLemore, left side. They feed in the corner, 3 in the air, 3 off the mark. Miles the rebound, and he's fouled. They had an opportunity for Staten in the right corner, could not get it to go. Miles was fouled, I believe, in the act. That foul's on Boykin. How many is that on him? His second. Was on 4. Free throw good for Coleman. 8 points here in the quarter. So it was on Porter, my apologies, the foul. That's his third. Both free throws good for Miles. He's got 21 points on the night. 3-point lead. 35 seconds to go in this third quarter. Crusaders trying to answer, and they've had plenty of them here in this third period.
Looks like they want to run this down for the final shot.
Can't blame them.
Best look they can.
Tebow's ready for a catch and shoot in the corner. He was wide open there. They couldn't find him. Porter sent back initially, it looked like, but he's able to throw it over the outstretched arm of Wiggins for the basket. McLemore fakes the pass, goes off glass and scores. Final 5 seconds. The lead is 4. Porter with 3, Porter with 2. Tebow at the horn, in and out. Would have made it a 1-point game heading into the final frame. Punches exchanged in that third quarter. And as the dust settles, it's a 4-point advantage for Heritage Christian over Scecina. Final frame up next on IndianaSRN.
You want a career that fuels your passion for sports and physical activity. IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences offers that and more. You'll have insider access to sports, fitness, and exercise science professionals and learn from faculty with years of industry experience. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll study next to world-class sports facilities, Olympic governing bodies, the NCAA, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sports industry career. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
A look inside the Heritage Christian huddle. Start of this final quarter between potential sectional 42 opponents. Heritage Christian on the road leading Scecina Memorial 52-48. Jimmy Cook alongside John Lester. John, that third quarter had a little bit of everything.
Yes, it did. That was, I don't know if we expected quite that much of an offensive slugfest there in that third quarter, but I think we're going to be in for a fun fourth quarter.
An explosion, 21 points on both sides. The lead is 4. Eagles with the basketball to open the final frame. A win that would do wonders in terms of confidence for both these programs this juncture of the season. McLemore turns it over. Tebow, 1-on-2, all the way, lays it in. 19 points for Keaton Tebow. And Tebow has cut it to a 2-point game.
Looks like more of a man-to-man again for Scecina.
They feed it into Miles, and he is fouled on the floor. That will be the 8th team foul on the Crusaders. So it's a 1-and-1 worst case unless they say Miles is in the act. The foul is on Jordan Porter, his 4th. Foul starting to rack up for Scecina. John, you mentioned that's something you were worried about at the intermission.
Yeah, 3 players with 4 fouls, and I wouldn't be surprised if Heritage Christian goes right after them. Try to get them out of the game.
It is 2 shots. Miles Colvin has been sensational. 22 points for him now on the night after that free throw. The future Boilermaker doing a little bit of everything tonight for Heritage Christian. Gets them both. Give him 23. Make it a 4-point advantage. Mendez waiting for movement. And now Tebow and Colvin, 2 leading scorers, matching up. Mendez lets Boykin reset. Boykin, too strong. Rebound secured by Wiggins. McLemore saw some daylight. He had an 8-point third quarter to John. They find him, hesitates on the 3. Doss wanted it, forces it inside. Layup is missed. Second chance is true for Lewis Staten. His first point since the first quarter. He's got 6, and the lead is 6.
You get the feeling that Heritage Christian is ready to pull away here. Scecina is going to have a way to answer it, and that's not the way to do it.
Yeah, they forced a lob. Tebow's an athlete, but that pass wasn't in the placement to go for a dunk, assuming he has the hops to do so. It was well read by Wiggins, led to the turnover, and now a foul on the floor. That's going to go against Boykin. Take a look back at it. They were looking for that lob, but again, the pass just wasn't high enough. Even if you wanted one of those catch layups, it wasn't high enough for Tebow to be able to make a play, and Wiggins picked it off. Miles at the line. I believe this is a 1-and-1. It will be the last 1-and-1 of the night for the Eagles. Free throw is good. 24 points for Colvin. Lead has grown to 7. And Miles makes them both calmly. Timeout taken by Heritage Christian. See if it's a full or a 30. It's a 30-second timeout. We will stay here. Tonight's game is brought to you by the IHSAA Foundation. Catch up on what's going on with the IHSAA Foundation by subscribing to their newsletter, The Advocate. For more information, email us at ihsaa.foundation.org. Also, while we have a second, I want to remind you, this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, video, or audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. Jimmy Cook alongside John Lester. A look at that Scecina huddle. John, you mentioned a few moments ago, this game is starting to pull away from Scecina. They need a basket here to kind of rewrite the momentum ship.
I'm actually kind of surprised they're not going after Colvin on the offensive end, because Colvin's pretty much single-handedly leading Heritage Christian here in the second half, and with 3 fouls. Kind of surprised I'm not seeing Scecina go after him a little more.
They go quick, Boykin all the way, and
I say that?
Ask and you shall receive, John. Because that's the 4th on Miles. One more and he's disqualified from this contest. And some clapping going on from Scecina. They're happy about that. They know what a loss that would be for Heritage Christian.
Usually that works the other way. Usually it's a broadcaster jinx, not...
One more upcoming. Boykin gets it to go. He's got 12. And they will send Colvin out. Applause all over the place from the Crusaders with that sub, because they know their window to get back in this game is open. Eagles going to have to stand pat. Both free throws made by Boykin. 6-point game or 7-point game? 6-point game. Doss. How will they run the offense? McLemore's been solid. Force it inside.
Nice
Beautiful
pass.
ball movement. Staten gets it to go. Off the feed from Snively. He's got 8. 4 here in the quarter. Lead is 8. Deep 3 is good. Tebow knocks it down.
That one was from the parking lot.
22 points for him. Back to a 5-point game. Doss, right side. And a foul going to be called in the post against Long.
I don't think he cared for that call too well.
Look back at this deep triple. Much needed bucket for the Crusaders, but they're in the penalty and the double bonus at that. So Wiggins will go to the line and try to extend this lead. Missed it. Advantage is 5, and a precarious spot for the Eagles with Miles Colvin on the bench with those 4 fouls.
How long do they leave him out is the question.
Wiggins missed them both. And that door stays open for Scecina.
Oh, double team.
And a timeout taken by the Crusaders.
Their last one? One left maybe.
30-second timeout. We will keep it here. I'll have you put on the coach's hat here, John. You asked the question, how long do you let Miles sit? He's got those 4 fouls. At the same time, he's not the young underclassman he once was. He's a junior now, more experienced, more versatile. Do you rely on that, or do you let it? Where do you let it go before you put him in?
I think I tell you what, if Scecina scores on this trip to make it a one-possession game, I think you have to think about bringing him back in because the offense the last couple of possessions without him out there didn't seem to be quite as much of a flow as it did with Miles Colvin in the game. So I think this possession here is going to be a telling. Let's see if Colvin comes back in. Heritage Christian, I think, would love to get this under 4 minutes before they bring him back in. But, yeah, we'll see.
For the Crusaders, do you still keep that aggressive mentality?
I think so because it seems to be working going in the inside. The three-point has been a little bit not been their game. It's been a little bit better tonight, but I would still work that inside, try and get Heritage Christian in a little bit more. Well, they don't really have any other foul issues. But.
Well, the only downside as a whole, though, for the Crusaders is that with those 10 fouls, you can play aggressive to a point, but you're also giving free opportunities to the line for the Eagles. Yeah. Crusaders will bring it up. 5:20 left to go in this fourth quarter. Tebow thought about a step back. Smothered by McLemore. They're trying to get him free on a screen, it looks like. Off ball. Mendez. Lane is open. Whip around pass was tipped. Tebow has it. Scecina trying to chip away at this advantage. Lead is 5.
Like Heritage Christian did go back to that zone.
Boykin thought he had a step. It closed quickly. Corner, 3 in the air for Long. Will not fall. Rebound fought for. Quick pass inside. Long the pump fake. The layup is good. Jalen Long, what a time for his first basket of the evening. And it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, let's see if Heritage Christian is very patient on the offensive end this trip. They almost turned it over.
Letting them play there. Dawson Adair matched up. Adair with those 4 fouls. Pass inside to Wiggins, and he's fouled. See where that goes.
That's actually a foul, that's not a bad foul there because
Fouls on Mendez, they'll say. His second. Wiggins at the line. He missed his last 2, but knocks that one in. Give him 6 points on the evening. Makes it a 4-point game. Miles Colvin on the bench with those 4 fouls for Heritage Christian. 2 big free throws knocked in by the junior and Wiggins. He's got 7. Crusaders bringing up the floor. Mendez leaves it to Tebow. Tebow and McLemore. He wants ISO. Tebow pushed off. Mid-range is good. Keaton Tebow knocks it down. Give him 24. It's a 2-point game.
Tebow nearly single-handedly keeping Scecina in this ball game.
And a majority of it coming here in this second half. Dawson answer for 3. That's short. Rebound Tebow. Crusaders can tie. Tebow to the rack. Missed it wildly. Rebound McLemore. Doss up ahead. And he'll bring it back out, wisely reset things.
No, Tebow's had the hot hand, but I think you would maybe a little bit more patience on that offensive series.
Doss hop step. Skip pass. They work it around. Sniveling out of Doss. 3:20 to go. Right side. McLemore hesitated. Step back 3 in the air. 3 through the bottom of the net. 15 points for John McLemore, and the lead back to 6.
I think Colvin's set to check in at the next whistle.
And if this stays, what a impressive stretch by this Heritage Christian group with Colvin's on the bench with those 4 fouls. Able to stymie the Crusaders' offensive attack and push the lead back to 6. And now he will return. What a stretch from Heritage Christian. You talk about it, John, the depth that's here on this Heritage Christian team. That's the type of run you want to see by the time postseason arrives. Your star heads to the bench, you answer the call.
Yeah, I could not have asked for a better sequence in that 3 minutes with Colvin on the bench there.
Doss to Miles. Matched up with Boykin. Little jab step, and he's immediately fouled, and fouled hard by Mendez.
Immediately going right to that Scecina defense and getting 2 free throws.
3rd foul on Mendez. 2 shots upcoming for Colvin. 25 on the night. In and out on the free throw. He'd made his last 4 straight from the line. 1 more upcoming. Miles steps away to regather himself. Miles calmly sinks it. 26 points for the future Boilermaker. Pushes the lead to 7 with 2.5 to go. What answer do the Crusaders have? Mendez all the way. Mendez now with 12. Lead down to 5. Doss.
I bet when they're going to get to any way they can to try to get this ball to Colvin.
McLemore. John trying to force the issue now to Miles. There's a matchup you wanted. Miles trying to get around the defense. He leaves it. Hesitating and scoring. Lewis Staten. 6 points all here in the 4th. He has 10 for the game. Lead back to 7. Crusaders need a basket.
I think Scecina is going to have to try to get it to Tebow if they can. There he is.
Tebow matched up with McLemore. Now Mendez. The C parts, he lays it up and in. 14 points for Mendez, 5-point game. 90 seconds to go.
Mendez doing his part to keep Scecina in this ball game.
Almost a turnover. It'll be a jump ball, and I believe, no, they're going to give Scecina a timeout out of it.
Wow.
They're going to grant the timeout to Mendez.
I believe that is their last timeout.
It's a full timeout. We'll step away. 5-point game, 90 seconds left on IndianaSRN.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back here at Scecina Memorial. Less than 90 seconds to play in regulation. Heritage Christian leads by 5. Jimmy Cook alongside John Lester. Crusaders with the basketball. In desperate need of a basket, John.
Yeah, I think Scecina is going to have to try to get a shot here as quick as they can. You're still down 2 possessions here.
No shot clock to worry about. They do need to hurry, though. Boykin to the lane. He's fouled. Wow. Let's see where the foul goes. I believe it's going to go against
Snively?
Yep, it will be Snively.
No, better chance for Scecina. Chance to get points on the board with the clock stopped.
It's an important aspect. Got to knock him down, though. Boykin, a 67% free throw shooter. That one's good. 3 points for him in this fourth quarter. All at the foul line. He's got 14 on the night. One more to make this a one-possession game. Got them both. Now the Eagles, I mentioned it, John, it's imperative at this stretch. Take care of the basketball.
I'm actually surprised they didn't come with a little bit of press here. They haven't used it a lot, but it was effective the couple times they used it earlier in the game.
Good point. Snively gives to McLemore. 1 minute left in regulation. McLemore, hop step to the rack, and one! John McLemore trying to put things in the cooler with 56 seconds to go, and a chance for a three-point play. Give him 17 on the night. And his third three-point play opportunity. Converts it. He's converted all 3 of those as well, by the way.
Now you really need a quick shot if you're Scecina.
Lead back to 6. 50 seconds to play. They force it in the middle. Tebow. Step back. 3 in the air. Short. Good look. McLemore lost it, though. It's a steal. Some contact. They don't call it. Basket is good for long. 4-point game. 30 seconds to go, and a foul is going to be called against Scecina. That's 2 shots upcoming. Foul is on Tebow. His first. And McLemore at the line. He's had a perfect night at the charity stripe so far.
Now if you're Heritage Christian, just hit your free throws. You can seal this game.
Knocks it in. 7 points in the quarter. 19 for the game. McLemore's second is good. Calm, cool, and collected at the charity stripe. Lead back to 6.
I think you're going to have to start thinking three-pointers if you're Scecina.
There it is. Tebow for 3. Got it to go!
Now you want to get it to.
3-point game. Under 30 seconds to go.
I know you don't want to foul him, but you're not much left with any choice at this point.
Well, I would say, and I would argue this, John, I know you have to play it perfectly, but you've been asking for full court pressure being applied. You could try to force a 10-second call there.
Right.
Clock still has enough time to do that, but I would argue trying to get the ball to somebody else would result from that pressure, but Bears can't be choosers with this stretch.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, I'm surprised Scecina's not going with a little bit more of that.
McLemore to the line, 2 shots. That one is clean. 4 points at the line alone in this quarter. 9 points for him in total in this fourth quarter. Give him 10. 22 for John McLemore. Final 15 seconds. They try to get Tebow on the handoff. Tebow, pressure, fires it up.
Yeah.
No good. And another foul for Colvin. Well, he's been your hot hand.
Yeah, you were really left with no choice in that situation.
Got as good a look as he could have hoped for, particularly with the ball being up for grabs initially there. Who's the foul on? Yeah, foul's on Jalen Long, and he's fouled out of the ball game. Coleman at the line. 26 points to lead all scores.
I'll tell you, if these two teams do end up beating up again the sectional, if this game was any indication,
gonna be
I wouldn't mind seeing
battle.
a round two.
Right there with you. 28 points for Miles Colvin. Lead back to 7. Mendez pulls up for 3. Air ball. Rebound Tebow. His layup, no. Buzzer sounds, and that'll do it. The Heritage Christian Eagles put together back-to-back wins, both on the road, to bring themselves to 2-4 on the season. This one in thrilling fashion, 77-70 over the Scecina Memorial Crusaders. We'll be back in a moment, hand out some post-game awards and more, including looking ahead at our IndianaSRN broadcast schedule. Again, our final, Heritage Christian 77, Scecina 70. Back in a moment.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Yeah, 26.
Welcome back to Scecina Memorial. Good show of sportsmanship and respect between both these programs. Both with Christian faith backgrounds. Got to love that show of sportsmanship and excellence. Here's a look at our upcoming schedule here on IndianaSRN. Monday, Horizon Christian will battle Traders Point. Be a fun one. And on Tuesday, I'll be on the call at Lapel as Guerin Catholic and Lapel do battle that Tuesday night on IndianaSRN.org. Also want to remind you, I'll have a second, get in the holly jolly mood all Christmas season long. We're not having sports broadcasts. We're having plenty of Christmas music on IndianaSRN.org. 24/7, commercial free on IndianaSRN. We'll be back in a moment for the final time, handing out post-game awards and more after this.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
Sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Welcome back for the final time at Scecina Memorial. Heritage Christian victorious in a potential sectional 42 preview, 77-70 over Scecina Memorial. Hand out some post-game awards, starting first with our sixth man of the game. John, who are we going to give that to tonight?
I think we got to give it to Lewis Staten. He came up big with Colvin on the bench there in that fourth quarter, so I think Lewis Staten could be the sixth man in this game.
Yeah, 6 points for him in that third quarter. Made a number of big plays, as John mentioned, with Miles on the bench. 10 points for the game. Lewis Staten is our sixth man of the night. And now a look at our MVP of this evening. After much deliberation, got to give it to, I think, two players split it in half tonight.
Yeah, Miles Colvin, obviously, with the game he had in John McLemore, he had a phenomenal fourth quarter, perfect from the free throw line, those clutch free throws that helped Heritage Christian in this game. So, yeah, Colvin and McLemore, you got to have co-MVPs tonight.
Well, we do want to remind you while we have a second that unlike most broadcasting companies, IndianaSRN's funding comes primarily from donations and school subscriptions. Help us put more kids on TV by clicking on our donate button on our webpage. That's IndianaSRN.org for that donate button. Or email coach@IndianaSRN.org. We thank you. Coming up next for both these programs, it'll be December 29th next time the Crusaders are in action. That at Providence Cristo Rey. Meanwhile, for Heritage Christian, they will have 12 days off before they battle Triton Central on the 30th. That on the road, a 7:30 start time there. The Crusaders fall to 3-4 on the season. Meanwhile, the Eagles improve to 2-4. John, some final thoughts from tonight's contest and a look for both teams moving forward.
Well, yeah, if you're Heritage Christian, you know,
I'm gonna break after this.
How they closed that game with their leading scorer on the bench, the way they were able to answer and put Scecina away. And Scecina, you know, this team, they held firm for the whole 32 minutes, and if not for the...
What was our cameraman's first name?
I look forward. I think these two teams are going to have a great second half of the season coming up.
Well, I do want to give a thank you to Nick doing a wonderful job getting all those shots tonight on site at Scecina, doing a great job with the camera work. Jerry Collins, our director, doing a great job helping us throughout the night with our technical affairs. Casey doing a wonderful job as well, guiding us through the production of the evening. Keith Myers guiding the ship as well. For my partner this evening, John Lester, I am Jimmy Cook. Again, our final in this one, the Heritage Christian Eagles defeat Scecina Memorial 77-70. And until we talk to you next time, so long, everybody.